need to know to be prepared.
Also, the Riverside County Fair and Date Festival still operating despite the rain. We'll bring you the live report that's ahead from the fairgrounds.
And yes, it's definitely raining. It's also cooler than normal, but I have some good news. I'll tell you what that is in a bit. NBC Palm Springs at 5 begins now.
Now, connecting the valley, this is NBC Palm Springs at 5.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Mester. It is President's Day, and we are seeing some wet weather. It's here in Southern California, and it is tonight's top story. The winter storm is expected to drench the Coachella Valley and surrounding areas throughout this week. The first of 3 storm systems is moving into the Inland Empire, bringing steady rain to the valleys and heavy snow to the mountains, as you'll see from our Palm Springs aerial tramway cam in just a moment. The Riverside County Fire Department is warning residents to prepare for flooded roads, downed power lines, and fast-moving water. Forecasters say at least ½ an inch of rain is expected through Tuesday, with another round possible for Wednesday. We'll have more about this a little bit later on in Pablo Alsina's 3-day forecast.
And the wet weather is already starting to impact events across the Coachella Valley, but it hasn't stopped fairgoers from heading to the Riverside County Fair in Indio. It's where we find our Brett Rosen tonight, who's out there. Seems like, Brett, there are a lot of people out at the fair this evening.
Olivia, a little rain and a little wind ain't hurt nobody. And that's clearly here at the fair. It rained a little earlier in the afternoon. It's dried up quite a bit, but it's still windy out here. But despite that, still plenty of people right behind me that are enjoying the fairgrounds today, especially here on President's Day. And according to fair officials, they've been preparing for all types of weather conditions. Take a look.
The umbrellas came out today during the fair. Rain falling hard as well as cold wind during the morning and afternoon. But that didn't deter most fairgoers, as plenty still came out despite the weather.
We're trekking through it, originally from Washington State. We're just visiting, and it's our first time down here, and we wanted to come check it out.
This is easy. We're creating our own sunshine. It may be cloudy, but we are happy, and we are having a fun time.
I came prepared, luckily, so I think that I'm still able to enjoy it, but it is a little cold outside, so it is kind of making me go out to the outer part.
Fair officials say they have prepared for all types of weather conditions, including rain, even having to move events that were once outside in.
We're here, we're still out here. We've got lots of programming, lots of indoor activities as well. We still have a good crowd, but of course, we encourage everyone, bring your jackets, bring your umbrellas if you're out here, monitor that weather.
Officials say most of the pop-ups have traveled all over and are used to all types of weather conditions. But for other businesses, the thought of it raining another few days can be pretty damaging.
It's been slower than usual because our face painting is water-based. So, yeah, it melts right off. Like, less people tend to come out when it's raining just because it's uncertain if rides are going to close or other vendors are going to close. So, yeah, it's tough.
And as this rain moves throughout the week, cities have already put out different ways to be prepared for the incoming storm. Cathedral City actually put out a social media post where they had different bullet points for how residents can be prepared. That's right there on your screen. Cathedral City posting about to charge all devices, be prepared with an emergency kit, secure your home, and of course avoid flooded areas. But as for here at the fair in Indio, it's still all hands on deck and it's business as usual. Live in Indio, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
All right, Brett, thanks for that live report. We appreciate that. Tonight, we have a guide of cities and stations that are providing sandbags for your home safety. We've got a list of the locations, mostly fire stations, covering the cities of Palm Springs, Cathedral City, and Desert Hot Springs. We'll update you with more cities and locations as they continue to come in.
And before we check in with Pablo, we have a live look from your Palm Springs aerial tramway where you can see snow is falling. We can't see back down into the Coachella Valley because all of the high clouds that are surrounding the mountains. Mount San Jacinto State Park saying they're expecting their first foot-plus snowstorm.
And from that to this, you can see how things look on the valley floor right here with live pictures from our Agua Caliente casino camera high above right there in downtown Palm Springs. Pablo Alsina standing by. And Pablo, it looked dry over in Indio, but as you can see, wet in Palm Springs, right?
Yeah, we're going to have sparkles of rain in different areas, but the good news that I mentioned earlier, today, Monday, and tonight should be the most rain we're going to see the rest of the week. It's still going to rain on Tuesday and Wednesday, but today should be the worst, and I don't think it was that bad. Currently 57 degrees in Palm Springs. You'll notice a high humidity, 83%, because of all the rain clouds. And if we see the future precipitation, we will continue to have rain all through tonight and also overnight on Tuesday and Tuesday morning as well. But again, most of the rain is going to be on Monday. Should die down a bit more for the next couple of days. Temperatures are right now 57 degrees in Palm Springs, 52 in Desert Hot Springs, up in Yucca Valley at 43 degrees. So yes, we're finally cooler than we had been. We'd been running 10 to 15 degrees hotter than normal. Today, actually 10 degrees cooler than we usually are. Dew points a lot heavier, again, because of the rain clouds, around 53 degrees at 5 p.m. By 9 p.m., we'll go down to 46, but you'll still feel it. Wind gusts, whitewater at 15 miles an hour, but later on, you're going to see wind gusts of up to 40 miles an hour. And our 3-day comfort air forecast, yep, more rain on Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, 60 to 80% chance of rain, but not as much rain as we will see on Monday. By Thursday, all the rain should pass. But I'll be back for my 7-day forecast to break it all down.
Pablo, thank you. We have a local alert this evening. One person is in the hospital and nearly 300 others evacuated from the Grand Hyatt in Indian Wells last night due to an electrical fire. CAL FIRE says this blaze broke out in an electrical room of the hotel around 8 o'clock on Sunday. It took firefighters around 1 hour to contain it. First responders remained on scene overnight to clear out the smoke. Out of the nearly 300 people affected, officials say one person was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation and has made a full recovery. Everyone was relocated to other accommodations, but the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Today, the general manager of the Grand Hyatt, Dan Johnson, providing us with a statement that reads in part, quote, "Last night, the hotel experienced an isolated fire in a storage closet on the 5th floor of the main building. We immediately engaged local authorities and evacuated guests from the main building out of an abundance of caution. The fire was quickly extinguished. Guests have since been able to return to their rooms, and hotel operations continue business as usual at this time." Johnson also shared how relieved and thankful he is to report that there were no guest injuries aside from one smoke inhalation case.
This morning, Act for MS held their big fundraising golf event. The 4th annual Act for MS tournament teed off at noon over at the Palm Valley Country Club in Palm Desert. There was a silent auction. There's a dinner that's underway and live entertainment for guests and players. Act for MS was created to improve the quality of life for those suffering from multiple sclerosis, providing strength training, cardiovascular programs, educational seminars, and assistance with mobility equipment.
Well, it will benefit people with multiple sclerosis in our organization because all the money raised will be used to service our clients. And they'll get the proper services that they need. We have mental health. We have going to the gym with a personal trainer. We have, I think in March, we're going to start up again because the aquatic center is closed. We'll be going back to the aquatic center to use the pool. So all of these things will help everybody with MS.
Greer helped found Act for MS back in 1998 after she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in her 40s.
A number of locals spent the morning protesting outside of Rancho Mirage City Hall for the Rally for America series. It was organized by Democrats of the Desert and Indivisible Coachella Valley. Protesters could be seen along Highway 111. It started at 9 this morning and wrapped up around 10. The organizations are calling to end what they're calling harmful ICE activity across the Coachella Valley.
I think it's important for us to be able to tell the general population out there that we're unhappy with what's happening in Washington, D.C. and elsewhere in the country. And people need to know that, you know, there are people that care and we're fighting for them.
The event included a peaceful sidewalk rally where participants carried signs.
The city of La Quinta planning slurry seal improvement road work for tomorrow morning. It'll be along Adams Street from Miles Avenue to Blackhawk Way. That's right near La Quinta High School. City officials are advising drivers to take alternate routes as the road work will begin approximately at 8 a.m.
It's the final week of the Olympics, but there's still time to head up to Big Bear for a solo trip or to bring the whole family.
Our Tim O'Brien has more on one of the most popular venues for the full Winter Games viewing experience.
Back on the corridor here in Big Bear outside Mood Ridge Coffee Company, the unofficial village for the Winter Games. I heard this is going to be a hockey spot, so we're going to go inside, check out the food, the drinks, and a little hockey. So just how long the company, or at least the building's been here, and how long you've worked here?
So Moon Ridge Coffee Company opened in 2013. I've been here since 2015, so I hit my 10 years in October. And Rob and Michelle McCoy are the new owners. They purchased it 2.5 years ago.
Just the growth that you've seen, the involvement of the company.
So yeah, Moon Ridge Coffee has grown tremendously, especially over the last 2.5 years. We've become a huge, trendy coffee shop in Big Bear. We sell specialty coffees, pastries, breakfast, lunch, and people love coming here, especially on the weekends. We have a line out the door.
Okay, so one of the unofficial sites here, the village for the Winter Games on the corridor. We visited other establishments. Just what is Moon Ridge? What are you guys doing here at the coffee company?
Here at Moon Ridge Coffee, we're going to be hosting watch parties for the Olympics. We are hosting for ice skating as well as hockey.
Upstairs, of course, we'll have air hockey able to play. Just talk about that and what you hope to get when visitors come in.
So we're going to be staying open a little later during those watch party times. We're going to have air hockey upstairs. We're going to be making some special homemade treats that look like little hockey pucks. We'll be selling poutine, and of course we have beer, wine, and mimosa flights that we're going to be selling to our customers.
All right, our thanks to Tim for that. Now, we have an Olympics page that's on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com/Olympics. You can find the latest medal count, all of your Olympic headlines, and the upcoming event schedule. Again, that's the Olympics section of NBCPalmSprings.com.
Coming up next tonight, no end in sight for a partial government shutdown. What this could mean for air travel and other federal jobs.
Plus, a local late teens legacy will live on forever at one of the Valley's largest golf tournaments. We'll tell you more about that a little later on in sports.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 5.
Welcome back. With no agreement over ICE reform, the Department of Homeland Security has now run out of funding. And federal employees, including TSA agents and FEMA workers, are now on the job without pay.
And with Congress out for the week, there are growing concerns about how long this partial shutdown will last. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
This morning, the reality of another partial government shutdown is settling in after the Department of Homeland Security ran out of funding over the weekend with no deal on reforms to immigration enforcement operations.
We need change that is dramatic, that is bold, that is meaningful.
We have to protect law enforcement.
While negotiators struggle for common ground, ICE and Border Patrol at the center of the dispute are still funded through what President Trump called the Big Beautiful Bill, while critical workers at FEMA, the Coast Guard, and TSA are once again working without pay.
People's lives and livelihoods are being played with here.
Union leader Andrew Cardoza says many TSA agents are still recovering from the last shutdown in the fall that snarled air travel for weeks. He says they can't afford another extended stretch without pay.
For me, eventually, it's going to come down to, do I put gas in the car to go to work for free, or do I put food on the table with that money for my kid?
Democrats argue they have to stand firm in the wake of the shooting deaths of 2 American citizens by federal officers. They're demanding changes, including a uniform code of conduct for ICE and Border Patrol, judicial warrants before immigration arrests, and no masks on officers.
No police department in America doesn't identify themselves.
What are you going to do, expose their faces so you can intimidate their families? What we want is ICE to be able to do their job.
Congress is out until next week, but could come back to vote if there's a deal. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
A shooting in Rhode Island has left 2 people dead and 3 others injured. It happened this afternoon during a hockey game being played at an arena in Pawtucket. Police say the shooting appeared to be related to a family dispute. One of the deceased shooting victims was reportedly a young girl. Authorities said the gunman is also dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The relationship between the suspect and the victims was not immediately known. Spokespeople from 3 schools with students on the 2 teams said their students were safe. Federal authorities also responded to the scene to help local law enforcement.
Gorgeous Walter Clark Cam live shot, sensational. The different types of clouds, this one holding some precipitation, the rest is gorgeous. As far as rain, we're still expecting rain all through tonight and into tomorrow morning. But here, some good news as far as how much rain we're expecting for Palm Springs. Not even a half an inch of rain for Monday, but then Tuesday it's going to go down considerably, and on Wednesday even less rain, so Monday should be the wettest of all days this week. How hot were we? Look at this. We were actually 9 degrees colder than normal. Usually we're at 73. Today at 64. So finally a day much cooler than normal. Hasn't been the case. And look at this for the whole Southwest. Phoenix and Yuma 10 degrees hotter than us. Palm Springs at 64. LA very cool for them at 55 degrees. As far as the wind, Whitewater on Wednesday, they might see wind gusts of up to 40 miles an hour in different areas like Desert Hot Springs north of the I-10. It'll still be very windy, between 20 and 29 mile per hour wind gusts. So be careful with those. Wind gusts can always pick up. High temperatures you saw today, lots of mid-60s for most of the areas. As far as the low, we'll get as low as 46 degrees in Palm Desert. Palm Springs at around 50 degrees. And our 7-day comfort air forecast, yes, we are expecting rain Tuesday and Wednesday. By Thursday, it should blow off. And for the weekend, for the fair, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Thursday also should be gorgeous. So go out to the fair, have a great time, make those memories with your kids and with your friends and with your families. I'm Pablo Alcina. Keep it here on NBC Palm Springs.
NBC Palm Springs Sports with Tim O'Brien, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
Well, welcome back. The golf community at PGA West came together Sunday to honor the late Johnny Brand, who dreamed of one day competing and playing golf at the collegiate level. Now Johnny's legacy will forever be a part of the prestige golf tournament. Brand, a 16-year-old golfer who died in December after battling Ewing sarcoma, attended the prestige at PGA West every year, participated in the junior clinic where college coaches work directly with young players. Over the years, Johnny built relationships with coaches from Stanford and UCLA, including a Bruins assistant who later visited him in the hospital during treatment. On Sunday, tournament leaders and college coaches introduced the inaugural Johnny Brand Sportsmanship Award, which will be presented annually every year at the Prestige.
We're also starting a new award that's going to be given out on an annual basis of the Prestige. Brandon and the shop and the guys here know the family as well. And we're going to recognize, in Johnny's honor, someone that really epitomizes the sportsmanship and the great stuff about the Prestige, the junior clinic, the community of Coachella Valley, this beautiful golf course, the staff that we have here. All of that is going to be moving forward in honor of Johnny as we begin to hand out the Johnny Brand Award, okay? So in the first year, Jake, come up here. We're actually going to give it to Jake because he's visiting his brother right now.
Only fitting his brother, the first recipient. Now, Jake Brand is a star athlete at Palm Desert High School. Will continue his athletic and academic career next fall at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo on a baseball scholarship. Before we wrap on this, a quickly look at the updated medal count for your 26 Winter Games. You see Norway leading the way with 28 total medals. Italy, USA, Japan, and Germany. The U.S. slowly climbing up the rankings. 6 gold, 8 silver, 5 bronze for a total of 19. Don't count the Americans out just yet. Germany leapfrogging quite a few countries to get into that top 5. So we're entering the last week already, believe it or not, of the Winter Games. And I'll end with this lastly, the Prestige continuing at the Norman course at PGA West on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll, of course, keep you up to date with scores and highlights right here on NBC Palm Springs and NBCPalmSprings.com. That'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
Well, before we go, this is really cool. The most dramatic type of solar eclipse is happening on Tuesday. The so-called ring of fire occurs in only some eclipses. It's when the moon is far enough away to cover the sun entirely, but still appear small. That's when you can see the rays of the sun encircle the moon in a spectacular sight. We do have some bad news, though. You'll only be able to see it if you're in one of the few people in Antarctica, though some may see it in South America and Africa. You have a partial version there. So if you've got a trip to any of those places soon, you can see the ring of fire. Otherwise, we'll have to scroll through Facebook or, you know, where else we get some of our great pictures from.
Google it, and it'll look great.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of time tonight. Nightly News is coming up next, and we're back here at 6 with the latest local headlines.